もんじゃないぜ right now 歓喜は待つかざした my hands 感傷 baby be survivor
Konnichiwa bitches, Anthony's Anime here on the Gods of Anime channel. Not doing a review right now, going to be doing a discussion. Yes, the discussion that I promised you guys for a while. Even the discussion that all the other gods promised, to have a little podcast or discussion amongst themselves. But that didn't go too well. But there was one interesting point, one interesting discussion thread that we had, which unfortunately is not going to be put up, which it should be put up. But whatever, I'll do it my damn self. It's the discussion of why Gundam hasn't had the impact or the foothold in North America that it should, that it used to. And there are a lot of reasons, and I'm going to try to go through them all for you. And we have a good discussion in the comment section as well. So Gundam, it's been around since 1979 in Japan. Never really came out here until the big anime boom, 1999, 2000, 2001, around there. That was the big push. Bandai pushed it hard. And what did they start with? They started with Gundam Wing. Gundam Wing is probably the first Gundam show that you were exposed to, that I was exposed to, and a lot of other North American people were exposed to, who didn't, you know, bootleg stuff in Chinatown or whatever. This was the first readily available Gundam that we've been exposed to on our market, on TV or anything like that. And it really blew a lot of people's minds. That was huge. They had models in fucking Toys R Us. They had the figures. They didn't want to build the model. They had regular ass figures. They had all the, they came out with the OVAs, 8th MS Team, War in the Pocket, Stardust Memory. They came out with the original Gundam. They came out with friggin' G Gundam. That was a big concentrated push of Gundam right there. So what went wrong? Well, let's start with the order. They started with Wing. It was a good starting point. But nothing else in Gundam is like Wing. Every other Gundam show is different. You got the Universal Century stuff. It's slower. There's not as much Gundam on Gundam action, because in Wing there's 5. Original Gundam there's 1. Zeta Gundam there's 1, maybe 2. G Gundam totally different from Wing, because G Gundam's a super robot fighting show. Totally different scenario, totally different whatever. Wing's different. So that was a problem. It was jarring to people. What the fuck is this? You know, why is this one so boring? Why is this one so ridiculous and crazy, and this one was so grounded in reality and politics and stuff like that? So the order in which they unleashed Gundam upon us was really fucked up. Plus the story, because Universal Century is the main timeline. That's the one with the most story. Char's Counterattack, Zeta Gundam, Double Zeta Gundam, right? Victory Gundam, F91. That's a big story with lots of characters, everything like that. Difficult to follow. So you can't bounce around like that. The best course of action they could have done was start with Gundam Wing, but that probably doomed it from the beginning, because people were expecting that all the time. if you go back to the first one, you're gonna get old ass shitty animation that is really dated, and a story that's slow, really slow for some people. So it's a big jump. Then you got Zeta Gundam, which goes into really serious territory. Again, another jump. And then they didn't release Double Zeta Gundam. The OVAs did better. It was self-contained, you know, whatever. So Wing and Endless Waltz, that was the one. They didn't release X. G Gundam, people probably gravitated to that as well. But no other Gundam, again, is like G Gundam. If you want stuff like that, you gotta go to other fucking series completely. So it's just consistency here. Also, the very nature of Gundam itself, it's very heavy, it's dramatic, it's political. People don't want to see dudes on a fucking chessboard moving their pawns around and getting the symbolism of shit like that. They don't want to hear about the politics between Zaft and fucking this, or Zeon and the Federation. They just want to get to the robot fighting. It's very heavy, it's very political. So already you're halving your audience. So what you got here is a couple of mountains to climb already. A, it's the jumbled up nature of the releases. B, it's the themes itself of Gundam, because they could have went back, because one leads to the other. If they would have established it with the original Gundam moving forward through Zeta and whatever, people would have acclimatized to it. They would have gotten used to it. But they didn't. They expect one thing because you released that thing first. And then it's just messed up. All of it's messed up. But it wasn't dead yet. They still released Seed and Seed Destiny. And 00. So there was still a market for Gundam here. Just not as much. Because they didn't release Turn A Gundam. They didn't release Gundam X. So what happened? I'll tell you what happened. Bandai. Basically, Bandai, I don't want to say abandoned, but they didn't put as much effort to advertising Gundam as they used to. Like I said, that during that boom, it was everywhere. Soon after that, there was no models or action figures in Toys R Us anymore. The shows weren't coming out as steadily as they were anymore. And they were advertising. I remember going to Anime Expo in 2000, 2001, somewhere around there. Bandai had a booth. It was huge. They had everything. They had models. They had the DVDs. They had shirts. They were giving away shit. I had a dog tag of 8th MS Team. They had... It was great. After that, I'd never seen them there again. What the fuck happened? I guess Gundam was a little bit of a disappointment. They thought it would hit it bigger or something. I don't know. But they basically stopped. And that's unfortunate. And recently, they stopped altogether supporting North America in releasing DVDs and Blu-rays. They don't have a division to release anything here anymore. They just release stuff in Japan and they expect us to import. You know how much fucking DVDs are in Japan? Huh? And sometimes there's no guarantee things are fucking subtitled. And then you got people who love fucking dubs. Good luck. It's not gonna happen. Again, halved. More than halved your fan base. I don't get it. But that's what happened. Bandai fucked it up. So we got a whole bunch of reasons here. But I believe the main reason that Gundam hasn't taken its foothold here, other than Bandai itself fucking up, other than the very nature of Gundam itself, it is the tastes of the international market, of North America. Robot shows are not really popular in North America. That's the number one reason. That's just it. Mecha shows. Doesn't matter if it's that super robot variety with crazy attacks. Only a few ever make it. Gurren Lagann is one of the fucking exceptions to the rule. Everything else that's been in Japan, it's either a legacy title like Mazinger or fucking, like I said, Gurren Lagann, or Evangelion, which isn't a mecha show because it's no mecha. It's a dude, a giant dude, angel in a fucking suit. That's not a mecha. But yeah, that, everything else other than those things fall by the wayside. Or it's still fucking garbage like fucking Gravion. So you got what comes out of Japan, you got the super robot shows, which don't work. You got the super robot shows with a whole bunch of fucking ecchi and fucking watermelon titties bouncing around, which don't fucking work. Or you got the real robot shows. You know, like Macross, Votoms, Gundam, Dragonair, so whatever. You got things like that. They don't latch on here. They don't like mecha. And don't say Transformers, because Transformers not mecha either. They are sentient robots. And it's an American creation, Transformers. And don't say Transformers. No, that's Diaclone, which was brought over, and the Transformers name, the Transformers mythos, the Transformers characters were all created in the States and re-imported back to Japan. So shut the fuck up. So you got that. It's never taken a foothold here, especially now. They just release shonen, and they release fucking little girl animes, 14-year-old girls doing shit. That's it. That's all they release. There is no market here. Nobody wants to take a chance. You got stuff like Patlabor, which is fucking awesome. I mean, a little blip when it first came out here, and it's gone. There's no staying power. Nobody wants mecha in North America. So all these factors combined, it doesn't even matter that Gundam can be a quality show. It doesn't even matter there's so many different flavors of Gundam. Because you got the double O's, you got the build fighters, you got the SD Gundams, you got the Turn A Gundams, you got the G Gundams, you got the, it doesn't matter. There's so many different flavors of Gundam, the serious, the goofy. There's nothing here. So all these factors, unfortunately, lead to Gundam being non-existent in North America. When is the next time we're going to see Gundam here? Don't hold your breath. Don't fucking hold your breath. And that's the really unfortunate thing, because I love Gundam. And to see it, I mean, to not see it here is just fucking sad.